Hello, welcome to Thursdays with Care. It's me, Anthony. I'm coming to you again on Thursday night just to discuss what's going on in my mind or inside my head, or some of the things that I feel I could do and attempt to carry a message. And I say attempt because just because I say something doesn't mean people actually listen, or if they listen, do they actually hear what I have to say. As you know, I have been homeless at one point in time for a long time, actually 23 years. And people come to me and ask me questions about being homeless, like I'm an expert on being homeless. And I wasn't really an expert on it because I didn't like it. I had the opportunity to take some breaks and get arrested and things like that. But when I sit back and think about it, I think about the subtle shades of homeless. There's all-out homelessness when you're actually sleeping on the streets, picking up whatever you can to cover yourself with, eating from wherever you can, things like that. But then there's other layers to being homeless as well. There's, you stay in a hotel room for a long period of time. That's a tough one because even if you have a job, the amount of money that you make from your job, you're paying for your hotel room, and that doesn't allow you to save up money to move out to get anywhere forward. There's the couch surfing homeless, where your friends will take you in for a couple days. You get to hang out on the couch and bring in some income and assist them with it, which is fine and dandy, but then you have conflict usually with family members, things of that nature. There's a shelter type homeless, where you get to go into a shelter and stay for a specified period of time, but throughout the day you have to go out and look for a job and things of that nature. And it's really fascinating on all three of these degrees. To attempt to improve your life is difficult. You need to think about your hygiene, and sometimes it's embarrassing that you attempt to go to school but you're unable to complete it because you can't get up in time to do your projects, or things get lost, or if you're at a certain spot you get moved around, and it can be frustrating. One of the things, or once you hit a certain level and you just tend to give up, then nothing really works. And I feel that getting to that point and being on the other side of the tracks now, by having a decent job and a roof over my head, I can step back and look at some of the things that has occurred during that and try to carry a message to other individuals in case you find yourself in that situation. What can you do to remedy it? I know one thing that is important, I feel, and has been on my mind, is communication, being able to talk about what's going on, being able to share how you feel with another individual to get the help that's necessary. But once you get to a certain point, you tend to give up on talking because you lose faith in people and places and situations that there's going to be some sort of help. So how do you remedy that? How do you discover how to talk to assist yourself? I know these days a lot of times we're doing a lot of texting and things of that nature, but you're getting fragmented messages. If you're homeless and you're lucky to have a phone, well, these days it's easy to get a phone. It seems like everybody has one. But how can you get the appropriate help that you need through communication if all you're doing is texting? And so one of the things I encourage people is, let's practice talking. Let's practice communicating. Let's practice getting comfortable with another individual so that you can be able to express what your needs, wants, and desires are, to be able to change the situation that you're in. It can be difficult at times, believe me. Sometimes we're embarrassed about the way we talk. We're embarrassed about the way we look. We get embarrassed because we may not be able to transmit the idea that we have in our head in an appropriate fashion to another individual to get the help that's needed. Sometimes we feel that when I do say something to somebody, they might receive it the wrong way, and that creates a rift in what we're trying to get accomplished. And so I try to teach people how to communicate. That in itself is an art, because if a person who receives this information interpret it the wrong way, then I can create a barrier in our communication pattern. And some of the stuff that I take into consideration when I'm working with other people out there in the homeless population, as well as individuals in the workforce that I am around. Sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. You can approach somebody and your nonverbal communications, the way you look, your affect and things of that nature, could seem like you're threatening or intimidating, and people will assume that you feel a certain way about them, which may not be the case, but you don't get the chance to say what's on your mind because they've already have some preconceived notion on what you're going to say, and they're already thinking of a reply before you even get an opportunity to say what's on your mind. So how do you fix all of that stuff? How do you figure out a way in order to transmit a message to help an individual, or transmit a message to help yourself? That is something that we should talk about. That is something I think we should think about. Welcome to Thursdays with Care.